Hey, it's me, Shane, Gemini Garage, and another cool must-have tool for you today. This is something I kind of been looking at for a while now and sort of wanting to pick one of these up. There's a lot of different styles and incarnations of these things. This is a liquid transfer pump, or also this one's kind of marketed as a gasoline pump, a battery-powered one that you would use at home to put in your gas can to more easily pump your fuel into things like your lawnmowers and etc. Not going to be much of an unboxing with this. As a matter of fact, once you take this out of the box, you're probably never going to want to try to put it back in the box. This is just sort of a bit of a bundle of snakes in here, so instead of, I'm just sort of going to dump it all out here. And that's going to be the unboxing. Like I said, you're only going to want to really probably try and take this thing out once, and that's going to be the end of it. In here, we've got a bag full of our plastic connectors here. As you can see, this is larger for like one of those jazz jugs, or something for racing. One of those larger plastic jugs. Then you've got some smaller ones for your smaller plastic gas cans. Then you've got the pump motor here. This, of course, part screws onto whichever one of these you have on there if you choose to use one of these. This is your suction part here. This is the part that you would put in a gas can. You put this ring through here, put this on your gas can and use it like that. Or if you were going to use this for water and you needed to use it for some kind of a siphon, this is what you would put in whatever you were siphoning. And when I say that, you maybe needed to siphon the water out of your toilet tank, or your washing machine goes out and it's full of water and you need to get some of the water out of it. Lots of things you might need to siphon the water out of in an emergency. So work good for that even if you don't use those attachments. Anyways, I'm going to rearrange everything here a little bit and we'll get into it. So stick with me. Be right back. And by the way, these things come, I will post a picture of the exact picture or model, if I can, of this one from online. But these things are going to have different colors and different styles of battery boxes. Sometimes the hoses are different colors, and just, you know what I mean? So you're going to, when you look these up, you're going to find, probably 2-3 different kinds, or styles of these things. And then there's another kind too that's more like a stick that you put like a couple of D batteries in, or 6 AA's in these little holders in. But it's more like a stick, where it's kind of, the suction hose is just more like a solid wand, and then you've got your flexible hose here, and the pump is in the wand part. And I may end up picking one of those up and kind of doing a review on one of those too, and kind of comparing it to this. But for now, this is the one we got here. I don't know, let's see here if it actually, it just says battery operated liquid transfer pump. There's no model F9901A, so no fancy brand name or anything to go with it there. So again, we already kind of went over these pieces here. It takes 4 AA batteries, so let's go ahead and put these batteries in here. And it says that it flows 3.2 gallons per minute. So I'm going to get a gallon jug and we're going to test that out. And okay, should be interesting. So this is basically your filter right here, and or it's your pickup. I'm sure there's maybe some kind of filter in there. So we're just going to stick this thing into this gallon of water. Oops. Okay, that was. I forgot not to fill it all the way up because it's going to displace a little bit of water there. I wasn't really thinking how much water that thing was going to displace, obviously. So, let's mop this up here. You can tell I don't rehearse these things. I wonder how much we'll have to take out of there for this thing to go in there. So yeah, if you've got a full container of gasoline, that's actually kind of a good that's actually kind of a good that happened, because you do sort of want to be mindful if you've got a full gas can, as you stick this thing in there, it may displace some gasoline. So yeah, be wary of that. And I think we're going to make it. Okay, there we go. I'm just kind of going to set this all the way down in there like that. Whatever works, right? So at 3.2 gallons per minute, this should empty this 1 gallon container, and it may be sucking a little bit of air because it might not, go all the way down the water, but it should empty this thing in about 15 seconds, give or take. So we've got our little nozzle here. Just kind of straighten the hose out here and give it a fighting chance, right? Take our little plug off of here, and it's got a little clip here, clip on the edge of something. I believe it's touted as having an auto shut-off. I'm kind of surprised they put that on there, because that's certainly not something you would want to rely on. And that's the other thing with this stuff. As cool as it is and as handy as it may be, it is kind of cheaply made, and you've got a pump, and if you're using gasoline with it, just be mindful, because if you've got a little pinhole or spring a leak someplace, that's not going to be cool. So pay attention to what you're doing. So this clip, the way it clips on here, is going to end up not working right. So I'm just going to kind of hold it here, and let's see what we got here. Okay, like I said, probably about 15 seconds to empty this. We should maybe give it a few seconds to prime itself. I think that's fair. You know what I mean? So from the time it starts blowing some water out, we'll start counting 15 seconds. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, I'm not timing it with a stopwatch, but that's pretty close. And it had to prime itself, so. Alright, well, I'm going to call that a success. That seemed to work fairly well. No complaints about that. Really not bad. I mean, for 4 AA batteries, I'm not sure how long those batteries are going to last, but I guarantee you, at least with something like this, it'll start slowing down probably before it stops altogether. So I'm sure when the batteries start going bad, it'll at least give you some warning. So yeah, I would say that's probably going to be 3.2 gallons per minute, because like I said, by the time it gets primed and it gets in the swing of its flow there, that's probably pretty close to what it'll do. So, and it did seem to all but just a very tiny little bit in the bottom there, so it will appear that this thing will pick up fluid, up to about, probably, a half an inch. You got these little things on here to keep it from being off at the bottom of whatever it's in, and then, figure up to there a little bit, so. Okay, I've got some other things I want to try with this, so I'll be right back. And here's an example of where something like this pump might come in handy. Maybe you got a washing machine, the thing fills up with water, and then it either starts leaking or it goes out and you want to help get some of the water out of there. Something like this come in handy. Or maybe you got a toilet tank you need to drain. Or maybe you got a bathroom sink that won't drain. Or you could actually do what the picture shows this one doing, and that's attach it to an actual gas can. I think we got one here that'll fit on here. That one's a little bit too big. That one fits on there pretty good. And we'll just take the pump, slide it down there like that. And there we go. And of course we have this little lid here, this cap to put on the end there. Your little sensor is in this little hole right there. That's your little sensor there that the fuel or water or whatever you might be using, when it goes into there, it shuts the pump motor off. And then there's also a little thing right here that I believe you can use to kind of put this in. It's kind of a holder there. And then it comes with this bag. I don't know how well this bag works to store it, you know, after it's had fuel in it. I'm going to assume it's somewhat fuel safe, meaning it's not just going to degrade. But who knows, right? So the bag, the instructions, your 4 attachments here, and the pump itself. So that's pretty much it. So, and one more little thing I wanted to show. That is, the motor is right in here. So you can actually see it. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but you can actually see the little impeller right here spin when I turn it on. Probably can't see that in there, but anyway, it's right there. There's no screen or nothing, so you know, just an FYI for you. So anyways, again, these are also kind of aimed at sort of what they used to have, the old hand pumps, the siphons. They also kind of refer to these as electric siphons because it's kind of the same thing when you think about it. The ability to just sort of stick this in a tank and then push a button and have it go through is a heck of a lot easier than having to suck the gasoline through. Or even those old hand siphon pumps. You know, some of those hand siphons worked okay, but some of them were made really cheap, and then, you know, after a year or two down the road, even if you never really used gas, the primer bulbs start breaking or rotting, and so those go bad. So, you know, all of this stuff, if you run gas through it, you need to check it periodically. I don't know how long something like this, you know, you can expect it to last running gas through it. They are pretty cool. If you really like the way one of them works, it might not be a bad idea to just buy another one and just keep that one and not use it, especially if you have an RV or something like that, or if you want to keep it in the trunk of a car. After you've had today's gasoline run through some of this stuff, who knows how long, you know, it's going to last. But as I said before, it definitely has its place, and these things are kind of different in the price ranges. These are around $40, and then I said they got these other ones that are quite a bit cheaper, that are more like a stick or a wand with the flexible tube coming off it. So I might get one of those and do a little bit of a review on one of those too. So, but anyways, once again, if you're using gasoline with these, use your head and be extra careful. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope this inspires you to get one of these things. Oh, and by the way, for all you guys out there, and I know there's a lot of you, and I'm kind of one of them too, for all you guys that say, you know, I could get myself an electric fuel pump and a little motorcycle battery and come up with something a lot better than this, I've got a 12-volt fuel pump right here and a 12-volt power supply here that you can wire to plug into the wall and wire this up to. I've been going to make something that's, you know, a portable fuel pump or a liquid transfer pump. Got the stuff here, just haven't thrown it together yet. So the point is, if you're sure you can make something better, and you probably can, if you don't feel like buying one of these, then get your fuel pump together or whatever pump you're using, and go ahead and make your project. If you're not going to buy one of these, I hope it inspires you to get your own project going. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Shay, Gemini Garage.